Many people come to me with the same question. Shi Heng Yi, why do I keep attracting toxic people? The answer is not in the other, but in ourselves. When you look into a mirror, you do not blame the reflection. You understand it simply shows what is. Similarly, the people who surround you, who constantly take from your energy, are not the cause. They are the reflection. The world outside is often a mirror of our inner state. If we are unclear, uncertain, or unbalanced, we will invite confusion into our lives in the form of people who match that energy. It is not about fault, it is about responsibility. And responsibility is freedom. The ancient teachings of the Shaolin Temple tell us, your outer world is shaped by the inner cultivation. So the question becomes not why are these people around me, but rather, what part of me is allowing them in? That is a place of power, not of weakness. When you become a calm lake, even the storms will have no effect on you. But when your own waters are already unsettled, the slightest wind will cause turmoil. We do not blame the wind. We learn to still the water. Every human carries a field of energy. This energy is like a fragrance. Some people carry peace, others carry fear, and some chaos. When you consistently attract the same type of person into your life, it means your fragrance is inviting them in. This energy is shaped by your beliefs, your emotions, and your inner wounds. If you were raised with neglect, you may carry a sense of unworthiness. That wound becomes the scent, and toxic people who feed on such energy will smell it from miles away. They don't consciously know it, but they are drawn to it. So before asking, why do they treat me this way? Ask, what scent am I carrying? Are you walking through life as a warrior, centered and clear? Or are you walking with open wounds, hoping someone else will heal them? To change your external life, you must first change the fragrance within. This is internal alchemy, and it begins with awareness. Many believe that setting boundaries is a selfish act. But in the path of the martial arts, boundaries are not barriers, they are clarity. When you train in the temple, your stance is your boundary. You do not allow your opponent inside your center. Why? Because your center is sacred. Similarly, in life, your energy must be guarded with the same discipline. If you constantly let people step inside your mental and emotional space without permission, they will start to believe it belongs to them. Toxic people do not respect your space because you have not shown them where it begins and ends. Setting boundaries is not aggressive, it is assertive. And it must come from a place of inner stillness. You don't set boundaries to punish others. You set them to honor yourself. A warrior knows when to step forward and when to step back. That rhythm is your boundary. It is not learned in a day. It is practiced, lived, and refined over time. There is an ancient saying, a bird sitting on a branch is not afraid of the branch breaking, because its trust is not in the branch, but in its wings. The people you attract are not determined by who they are, but by what you believe you deserve. If you believe you are unworthy of peace, you will tolerate chaos. If you believe that love must be earned, you will attract those who make you prove your worth over and over again. But when you begin to honor yourself, not from arrogance, but from deep recognition, you will stop allowing what drains you. Toxic people test your self-worth, not because they are teachers, but because they are mirrors. When you grow, they become uncomfortable. When you stay small, they feel at home. This is not a judgment, it is an observation. Your self-worth is the gatekeeper of your life. Strengthen it, and the gates will open only for those who match your vibration. Let it weaken, and the gates will swing open for anyone who knocks. Some think that walking away from toxicity is unkind. But I ask you, is it unkind to protect the seed from the storm? Detachment does not mean you do not care. It means you choose not to suffer unnecessarily. Toxic people thrive on reaction. They test your limits. They thrive on your energy. When you detach, not with coldness, but with clarity, you stop feeding the fire. You conserve your energy for what truly matters. In the Shaolin way, we learn not to fight every battle. Sometimes the strongest move is to walk away, not from weakness, but from wisdom. You are not here to convince anyone of your worth. You are here to live it. Detachment means you let go, not because you hate, but because you love yourself enough to choose peace. Many toxic patterns are born in childhood. If you constantly seek validation, attention, or affection from the wrong people, it may be because a part of you, the inner child, is still waiting for love that never came. This is not shameful, it is human. But it must be seen, because when the inner child leads your adult relationships, you will always feel like you're not enough. You will keep chasing love instead of becoming it. Healing the inner child is not about blaming your past. It is about acknowledging your wounds and bringing light to them. When you do this, you stop expecting others to complete you. The warrior's path is not just about outer strength. It is about healing within. Only when the child inside is embraced can the adult stand tall. If you truly want to stop attracting toxic people, you must become comfortable with being alone. Solitude is not loneliness. It is the space where you meet yourself. When you are afraid of silence, you invite noise. When you are afraid of stillness, you invite chaos. But when you are at peace in your own company, you will stop settling for those who disturb that peace. In the temple, we spend many hours in silence, not to escape the world, but to hear the inner voice more clearly. In that silence, we find strength, not in doing, but in being. If you are always surrounded by people, ask yourself, what am I trying to avoid? When you answer that truthfully, healing begins. Solitude teaches you that you are already enough. To stop attracting toxic people, you must raise your vibration, not in a mystical sense, but energetically. Your habits, your thoughts, your emotions, they are all frequencies. Toxic people are drawn to low energy, complaining, victimhood, chaos. When you shift to a higher frequency, gratitude, discipline, purpose, they no longer resonate with you. They leave, not because you pushed them, but because the environment no longer supports them. Just as insects do not fly toward fire, toxic people avoid those who are too strong to manipulate. So light your inner fire, train your mind, feed your spirit, align your actions. The higher your energy, the fewer people can reach you, but those who do will match your level. Too often we stay in relationships or friendships that drain us simply because we are attached. But attachment is not the same as alignment. You can be deeply attached to something that is not good for your spirit. The Shaolin path teaches us to choose alignment over comfort. To grow, you must be willing to let go of what no longer supports your journey. That may include people you once loved. This is not betrayal, it is evolution. Ask yourself, does this person align with my values, my peace, my purpose? If the answer is no, then no matter how much history you share, you must release them. A tree does not cling to dead leaves, it lets them fall, so new growth can emerge. In the end, you attract what you are. If you want peace, become peace. If you want love, become love. If you want strength, cultivate it within yourself. Do not wait for someone else to bring you what you can become. The Shaolin way is not about blaming others, it is about mastering the self. Every toxic person in your life is an invitation, not to change them, but to transform yourself. You are not here to fix others, you are here to awaken. When you awaken, those who cannot meet you there will fade away, and those who belong will find you. So walk your path, train your mind, guard your energy, and above all, know that the journey begins not with others, but with you.